Trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
All right, welcome everybody to the SNL in season pod. This is episode 8, and I want to thank you guys for joining us again, man. Last week we had a great week, man. A lot of great stuff happened. And I'm excited, man. Slick, you excited?
I am very excited. We should got a good one tonight, I think. A real good one. A lot of controversy. But I'm just gonna save it for later.
All right, man. So let's do what we usually do, man. Let's go into the standings for the league. I'll start with the West. In first place in the West, we have KxngTrizz, record of 6-2. Second place, we got Pico de Guapo for a record of 5-3. Third place, or tied for second, we have Thelonious Punt, also with a record of 5-3. Then Team Donnie in fourth place with a record of 3-5. Oh man, I feel sorry for this guy, man. She love it when I touch down. Last place in the West with a record of 2-6.
And in the East, we've got first place Central C at 7-1. Yes, sir. Second place, we have Dem Boys 4-4. Third, myself, 3-5, Slick. Fourth place, we got Houston Boy at 3-5. And fifth place, last place in the East, we have C Blizzy at 2-6.
2-6, man. And let's go into the playoff bracket, see what that looks like. Unchanged from last week, we have Central C with the number 1 position. He's going to get a bye if the playoffs were to start today. Number 2, you got me, KxngTrizz. Number 3, you have Pico de Guapo. Number 4, you have Thelonious Punt. 5, you got Dem Boys. And finally, number 6, you got
right
Slick, man. He's right back in the game, man. He's right there. I said you could be. I told you, man. String some wins together. You can be there. It's close.
It's real close. In the consolation bracket, we've got 7th place, Team Donnie. 8th place is Houston Boy. 9th place, C Blizzy. And 10th is She Love When I Touch Down. So we're going to jump right into the matchups of last week. With our first matchup, She Love When I Touch Down and myself. I had won 171 to 109.5, the most points I've put up all season. All of my guys were firing on all cylinders. Everyone hit double digits. The lowest points I had from a skill player was 14.5 points with Amari Cooper. But other than that, I got Christian McCaffrey, 29 points. Edwards, 29 points again. Marquise Brown, 15. Addison, 21. Hawkinson, 20. Goff, 25 points, which is just about average for a QB. So again, everybody in double digits, and I put up 171, the highest I have all season, and I'm really happy about that. It just happened to be against She Love on a touchdown, who is continuing to struggle.
Struggling, man. He's going down. He's definitely going down from here.
100%. Trevor Lawrence gave him 26 points, again, average for a quarterback. Robinson is running back, 12 points. Henderson, 11 points, and then this is where he loses a lot of points right here with Olave 9.5 and Flowers 6.5. 2 more highlights, Ingram 16.5 and McLaurin 17. I mean, he's just, I don't know. He it's not his season, it looks like right now. At least midway through, he's not doing well.
Yeah, he kept Calvin Ridley on the bench. Calvin Ridley gave him 14. And I know why he did that, because last week Calvin Ridley gave him 1.5. So at this point, he's moving things around. He's trying to figure out which is the best lineup, and it's just not working out for him, man.
Right. So that got me in the 2-game winning streak and last place in the playoffs right now. So I am in good position. I just need to continue winning, and I'll be good.
Next up, we have Pico de Guapo versus Houston Boy. Pico de Guapo finally won another one. I know I went in on him last week, man. But I just want Pico to come home. Pico, come home, man. Come back to the table. But anyway, man, he scored 140.5 points, beating Houston Boy, who scored 129.5. The big names for Pico was Etienne Jr. Pico was stacked in the running back position, so Etienne Jr. gave him 25.5 points. Eckler gave him 22.5 points. Then he had Jalen Waddle, gave him 25 points, and Breece Hall, 21 points. So he had like 4 skill position players giving him over 20 points, which is, for the most part, can guarantee a win any week. His quarterback, CJ Stroud, only gave him 20 points, but he'll take that because he scored 140, man. And on the bench, he had Devontae Smith with 22.5 points on the bench. So Pico's looking pretty good, man. He made the right decision this week. Last week he didn't. He paid for it. So yeah, man, I'm happy to see him winning. And on the other side, we have Houston boys with Jalen Hurts scoring 41 points, which is really good. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he's averaging 33.9 points this season. So if you have him as a quarterback, kudos to you. Houston boy failed in the running back department, man. He had Donta Foreman only gave him 4 points. Chuba Hubbard gave him 7 points, really weak in the running back position. Mike Evans as a wide receiver gave him 12.5, decent. Adam Thielen, who has been really good this season, looks like Adam Thielen from 3-4 years ago. Last year he wasn't too good, but he's really good this season. 15 points. You have Logan Thomas in the tight end position, gave him 16 points. And Jamar Chase, man. Jamar Chase being a dog that he is with 26 points. Anybody who had Jamar Chase this week should be happy with his production.
Real happy. 10 points, 100 yards on the nose, and a touchdown. That's good stats.
Yeah, that's good stats. Mind you, 2 weeks ago, Jamar Chase had 52 points. So
yeah, against me. I know all too well.
Yeah, that boy's balling, man. That boy's balling. But outside of that, man, he Atlanta defense and kicker 2-6. He left Joe Mixon on the bench with 19.5 points. Maybe if he had Joe Mixon, he would come close. Deontay Johnson from the Steelers with 16.5 points. Probably, actually no, because he probably might not have won if he had those other players in. He still scored decently. 129.5 is nothing to laugh at, but he just couldn't get the dub, man. So
speaking of leaving players on the bench, I want to go back to my game just a little bit. I had DeAndre Hopkins on the bench, 34.5 points. A lot of people were saying that, I'd be mad because of that, but the way the game was going, I still was going to win with or without him. So I wasn't too mad. It could have helped for points, maybe for tiebreakers, but it's all good. I still got the dub.
You got the dub, man. That's all that matters.
The next game, we got Team Donnie and C Blizzy. Team Donnie ended up winning just by 6 points against C Blizzy.
It looked like C Blizzy was going to win that game for the most part, too.
It did. The whole time it did look like he was going to win, but I guess the Monday game helped Team Donnie win. She had Justin Herbert, 38.5 points. Jacobs, 16.5 points. And then Gibbs. 29.5. That right there is what got her to win. Who was that? Was that Monday night?
That was no.
No?
Yeah, no, it was Monday night. It's Vegas, yeah.
Wilson, 17. And then her kicker, just going to skip down a little bit, a kicker with 11 points, which was really, really great. So you could either say she won with Gibbs or her kicker. On the other side, we have Josh Allen, 43.5 points, another good showing for the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Kamara, 26.5. And I guess his best highlights after that were his Diggs at 16 and Andrews at 14. His defense gave him -3. So, just like I said, his Team Donnie's kicker got her to win. Maybe his kicker, his defense caused him to lose. -3 points.
Defense. I would blame that.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because look at this. If they scored 3 points, that's 6 points right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that game is a L for C Blizzy because of his defense. So
yeah,
and look at his bench. Look at the defense. 14 points on his bench with Detroit. That's crazy.
Exactly.
So
yep, that's that Monday game. And you have Pittman Jr. over there from Indiana who's scoring 18 points on his bench. He could have won this, but
he could have won. I don't know if
I blame it on the defense. Blame it on the defense,
and I blame it on poor team management.
Yeah, you go. You could say that. Next up, we have Dem Boys versus Thelonious Punts. Dem Boys, who came into this week with a 2-game losing streak, he wanted to get back into good graces, which he did. He had Joe Burrow giving him 41 points. I think this is the most points Joe Burrow has scored all season.
I believe so.
Well, actually, 2 weeks ago, he scored 40, but he still averages 25.6 on the season. So he needed every bit of that. Then you had Derrick Henry, man, scoring 16 points for him. Rashad White scoring 17.5 points. Devontae Adams. Yo, that's
just a sad story.
It's a sad story in Vegas, man. No receivers were actually doing good in that game. I think I've said it time and time again. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a good quarterback. At best, he just manages the game. At best,
he had a few plays where he missed Devontae Adams wide open, underthrew him. He could have had a monster game if those plays and those passes connected, but get him out of Las Vegas, get him somewhere where he can try to, make a playoff run, but Las Vegas is not him.
Trading away Derek Carr was a downgrade.
100%.
100%. He had CeeDee Lamb, which is I traded CeeDee Lamb for Pacheco, and that's the thing about fantasy, man. Watching somebody you just traded away drop 40.5 points is not a good feeling at all.
Not at all.
Sometimes it make you second guess. It's like, should I have done that? But that's why you don't trade.
That's why you do not trade. Because first, I'm not trying to help anyone. If you're trying to take a player off my hands, that means that player is still valuable. And if they're still valuable, I don't want them off my team. And as soon as you think that they're not going to perform, that's what happens. 12 receptions, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That hurts. I know that hurts for you a little bit.
Yeah, but, I think my team is still solid. I don't believe he's going to repeat such a performance with Dak Prescott as quarterback. Not saying that Dak Prescott is trash. He's a pretty good quarterback, but you don't really have guys going off that high on the Dallas offense like that, man. Unless it was Zeke like a few years ago. That's in the past. Laporta as his tight end with 19.5 points, and everybody else was pretty average, man. Ramondre Stevenson, the Baltimore defense, and his kicker Gay actually gave him 10 points, so that was pretty good for him. But he scored 159, really good week for him. On the other side, we have Thelonious Punt with Lamar Jackson giving 20.5 points. Saquon Barkley, 15.5. D Swift, 14. Brown from Philly, man, 33 points. He gets it. That's pretty good. Then you got Amon-Ra. I love that name, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 16.5 points as a wide receiver. And his kicker, McManus, gave him 16 points. So, like I said, he scored 133.5 points. That's, it's really good. It's really good.
It's enough to beat teams, but it's enough to beat teams that don't have CeeDee Lamb scoring 40.5 points.
Listen, I'll tell you what, it was enough to beat me, so I'm glad I didn't play him this week. But the person I did play this week...
not same, I lied.
The person I did play this week was the notorious Central C. And for the first time this season, could not get past 100 points.
That's a shame.
He couldn't do it.
That's a shame. Not only that, he lost. Okay? There's one thing to lose, all right? If you lost 119.5 to 110, maybe 113. Fine. Exactly. He had a bad week. It's all good. He lost.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of losing, he couldn't put up 100 points. He calls me the scraps on the table, but I at least put 100 points. On my worst week, I could have smacked him.
See,
the beginning at the end, maybe?
It could be the beginning of the end for him. I'm not going to talk too much trash because I know on my worst week, I scored 89 points. So,
that's true.
It's not that far away from him. But I got a dub that week as well. So, hey, listen, man, I'm not tripping. So let's break down that 95 points, man. Patrick Mahomes. What are we going to call this? The flu game? 17
We're going to call
points.
This something. Yeah.
They said he was sick. He was batting the flu. Listen, man, I've heard someone say one time, once you're on the court, it's 100%. Ain't no 50%. Ain't no, I'm not feeling good. If you on the field or you on the court, it's 100% no matter what. Patrick Mahomes
excuses.
Gave him 17.
Should have sat out the game if he was really sick, but...
Yeah. Tony Pollard gave him 6 points. Didn't do well. Tony Pollard will usually give him like 15, 16, 17 points, but that's where his team failed him in the places where you expected someone to unnaturally blow off. Like, remember, we've talked about this, and he says it's not luck. We're going to say that it's not luck. It's just the players. Every week, he just has this one player that just booms out of the roof. Yep. This week, nobody boomed, man.
Nobody.
Matter of fact, I would say most of the people bust. Pause.
But I agree. I would say a lot of his players did not. He doesn't have a single player, including quarterback, to be over 20 points.
Not even close to 20, man. You had Kareem Hunt, 13.5. Pretty good for him. Just coming in, he's been in the league for like 4 weeks now this season because he wasn't on the team prior to that. Keenan Allen gave him 14.5 points. You can't complain about that. Puka Nacua, who he's so proud of, only gave him 7 points. So, hey, Travis Kelce only gave him 11.5 points because then again, Patrick Mahomes was sick, but he was on the field. D Moore from Chicago, 9.5 points. Where were you, man? Miami, 8 points. Kicker, 8 points. He just had a pretty pedestrian team this week, and I'm thankful. I am thankful that he did because my running backs were trash as well.
Yeah, they were.
My running back, my team didn't do that good as well, man. 119.5 points. Kenneth Walker, man, 17.5 points. Isaiah Pacheco, who I just traded for, with I gave away CeeDee Lamb, scored 40. Pacheco gave me 7, man. I was pretty disappointed in that. But Tyreek Hill did what he was supposed to do, gave me 25 points. I'm not going to complain about that. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Myers suffered the same fate as Devontae Adams in Las Vegas, 2.5 points. He's been killing it this season, but Jimmy Garoppolo is trash. They need to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think they benched him, so we'll see how that goes.
They did bench him today, actually.
Yeah, so he's done. George Kittle gave me 23.5 points. George Pickens, throughout the whole game, had 0. The whole game. And then in the fourth quarter, he caught a touchdown pass. Gave me 9 points out of 1 catch. But I'll take that, man. 9 points. The Buffalo defense, I trust in. They give me 5 points. And my kicker, Jake Elliott, man. I believe he's the number 1 kicker in the league right now. Yes, he is the number 1 kicker in the league. Averaging 11 points. He gave me 10 points. On the bench, I had Tyler Lockett, man, with 22 points. And Cole Kmet with 17.5 points. Probably should have. Well, Cole Kmet, I couldn't have used him unless I put him in a flex position. But Tyler Lockett, man, I could have used him in the wide receiver spot. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I caught a dub. And Dom Toretto said, it doesn't matter if an inch or a mile. A win is a win. And that's what I did. I'm not going to go in and talk more about it. Central C's already did. You see the crown. You know why they call me KxngTrizz. Exactly. You know why they call me KxngTrizz. This crown is here. But yeah, man, I run the table. And the Commonwealth, man, they got a lot of stuff to say, especially after this week. Woo, boy, especially after this week. We did some stuff this week.
We're gonna save that. You see, we're going a little quick here, but we got a lot to talk about later. So
yes, sir.
Don't worry. All right, so the week 9 matchups, we got Dem Boys at Slick, C Blizzy at She Love When I Touchdown, Team Donnie at Pico de Guapo, Thelonious Punt at KxngTrizz, and Central C at Houston Boy. Out of these, I see my game as a must-win. I realize, so I say that because for 2 reasons. One, I need the win, obviously, because I need to stay in the playoffs.
Counts.
Everyone counts. But not only that, if I'm able to beat Dem Boys, he would be the only team in the division who I have a tiebreaker against. So I need to own the only tiebreaker that I would ever have. So that's a must win. It's not looking good. He has a 130 projection. I'm on 111 without my defense. I'm not sure who to put in at the defensive spot, but it's going to be a tough game for myself because he put up 159, correct? Last week. That's tough. I put a 171, but I hope I can do the same thing. I'm not going to have CMC this week or Jared Goff. I had to get a new quarterback. We'll see. But outside of that, do you have a game of the week?
The game of the week for me is going to be my game, man. And the reason why is Thelonious Punt is 5-3. I am 6-2. I need to win to keep my first place in the West Division. If he wins, we're going to have the same record. And if he beats me by 25 points, he might actually take the first place over me because I beat him earlier this season. If he beats me again, that's going to be a clean slate, 1-1. And at that point, it's all going to be who scores the most points over the season. So I need to beat this man, and I need to beat this man bad. We'll see how that plays out. So for me, that's his projection is already higher than mine. So there's that already. But for me, that's the game of the week.
I would have to agree, yeah, because it's an important game because the bye is up for grabs potentially.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's either you stay there or he might take it from you. So that's an important thing to have going into week 1 of the playoffs. So I agree. Thelonious Punt, KxngTrizz, once again, you have game of the week. All right, so we've been flying by all of these things for a good reason. And we will discuss that
when we return.
In a little bit coming up. Yeah. So we are back. We've got Central C and Dem Boys here again for the second week in a row. What's good, fellas? How you guys doing?
Everyone stop the presses. I got something to say. When you address me, you still address me as the notorious Central C. This ain't over. This train ain't over.
I won't.
We still making moves.
Central L.
Yeah,
Central L.
You slick tent because you living in Mass Ave, bro. You slick crackhead. That's why you under the table 3-5.
Hey, listen, I got a 2-game win streak. You got a 1-loss streak. So I'm the
That's
winning
true,
team
ladies and
right
gentlemen.
now.
We're
So
gonna get
sit
into that
down
later. We're not
and
gonna talk
listen.
about that right now. I will not.
All right, but they're back here. Them boys in Central C are here because we've had, as I mentioned earlier, we had a controversy. Okay, we had a trade that went down involving KxngTrizz and Houston Boy. All right, let me just pull up the trade here.
Facts.
Give me a second.
This was highway robbery, ladies and gentlemen. This man right here, sitting at the bottom of the screen, KxngTrizz, he is a thief. He is a liar, and he swindled a man when he was at his lowest point. This man lost a top quarterback and got the #1 quarterback in the league.
Hold on. Okay, so here's a trade. The trade between KxngTrizz and Houston Boy. KxngTrizz sends Jordan Love and Alexander Madison to Houston Boy in exchange in receiving Chuba Hubbard and Tua. I don't remember how to say his last name.
Tagovailoa.
Chuba Hubbard and Tua Tagovailoa.
Tagovailoa. Okay,
Listen, let me
talk about the fairness of this trade?
I'm gonna listen.
No, don't let this thief speak. Don't let this thief speak. Why
hold on.
No, talking first.
Y'all can make your arguments after I say my piece. Let me say my piece.
Who do you think you are?
Let's hear him out.
I'll let you say your piece. I'll let you say your piece. I gotta log on. I gotta log into the fantasy real quick.
Y'all
let me say my piece. First of all,
crucify him after.
I need y'all. I
better
need
make
y'all
that piece short.
I need y'all to hear this, man.
Go ahead.
I lost Kirk Cousins. I'm sad.
Okay.
I'm depressed. It's not looking good for me. Right.
Okay.
I need a quarterback. Now I'm looking at all the quarterbacks on the waivers. They're decent. I got a quarterback who is giving me 25 points a game on the bench. I look over at my neighbor who has a top quarterback, Tua. He ain't doing nothing with him. He keeps him on the bench week in, week out. Tua is just there because he likes the guy, and he's just there for whenever the bye week comes by, right? So I pulled up to him. I said, bro, I see you're not using Tua. Let me get Tua, man. What you need? He's like, man, honestly, man, I'm really weak in the running back position. I need a running back. I said, all right, man, I can give you one of my running backs, and let me and I'm gonna give you my quarterback for your quarterback. So ideally, the trade starts with a quarterback for quarterback trade. We understand that Tua is more valuable than Love. So the trade cannot happen straight up. So I need to add another piece to it. I added Alexander Madison. Madison, not being the greatest running back out here, right? He's averaging 9.6 points, is better than the 2 running backs that Houston Boy started the week before. Better across the board.
Can I chime in real quick?
So listen, listen. So he's like, well, I don't have the space. He said, I don't have the space. I said, well, you could either drop Chuba or just put Chuba in here to clear the space for you. So he said, just send the trade, bro. I make the trade. I send the trade. He accepts it. Now, I drop Chuba. For the record, everybody can go to the chat and see. I dropped Chuba. So
making it clear that this trade was just to target Tua.
Just for Tua. So I gave him 2 players, a quarterback and a piece to make up for the lack of quality that J Love is compared to Tua. These cats are saying I robbed the man. We had a conversation. I even brought it to Ricky. I said, Ricky, what do you think about this trade? I said, Ricky, listen, man. Chris and I are gonna make this trade. I just want to know if you think it's a fair trade before everybody puts their arms up in the air. What did Slick say? Slick said, like, as long as both of y'all decide that's what y'all want to do with it, then it's fine. That's
exactly what I said. I said, as long as you guys talked about it and you guys, it makes sense to y'all, then it's fine with me. But let me just find what exactly I said from jump. I had said, yes, from jump, I said, okay, I think it's fair after his explanation. I do want to know why he wants to get rid of Tua.
And I told you the exact same thing.
And I said, well, I think it's fine, accept and let all hell break loose. And all hell did break loose. So go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts, Dem Boys Central C. We're going to have Dem Boys go first. Go ahead, Dem Boys. Say your thoughts.
Listen, this man just preyed on the vulnerable, the weak, a father that doesn't even talk much in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Has so much things going on in his life. This is like Shay said. This is a highway robbery. This is a hit and run, bro. If you go and look at Madison, like he said, ranked 26th in the league, averaging 9.7 points. You can pick a running back off the waivers every week and probably get that. Let's be honest.
No,
Okay?
you can't. You can't.
You could possibly though. Deontay Foreman gave him 30 points last week, and then look,
This is true.
Jordan Love, 18 position ranked.
But those
For
guys
Tua-
average less than.
Let me
Those
speak.
guys
You spoke, I
average
spoke.
less. All right, go
Let me
ahead.
speak.
Go ahead. They
I spoke.
average less though.
All I'm saying is you had at that time
KxngTrizz, if you
A
don't be
Pacheco
quiet while them boys
and
is
a Kenneth
talking.
and a Kenneth Walker. You had a Pacheco and you had a Kenneth Walker at that time, right? If y'all did a Tua for a Kenneth Walker, he needed a running back. You gave him a man that was on your bench, a man that you probably wasn't even going to play again. For
A
Tua,
scrub.
who's going to be your
bona fide
starting
scrub.
quarterback for the rest of the season. For the rest of the season. Is that not highway robbery, guys?
Listen,
Do we
I
not
made
need
an
Vito
argument
next year?
Listen, I
Whoa,
made an
whoa, whoa, whoa,
argument.
whoa.
I brought it up,
What you talking
and it
for?
was accepted.
Commissioner,
Lord
co-commissioner
KC, you got
Slick,
it, bro.
Go ahead.
co-commissioner
go ahead.
homeless man. Am I not allowed to speak now?
Yeah, you know, I'll be moderator today. You can go ahead and say your
Co-commissioner
piece,
Hobo,
Central
can I not
C.
speak
We
right
allow
now?
KxngTrizz to talk.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Yes,
Go
you
ahead.
may.
Uppercase C, by the way. Central C. But I'm not the villain right now because we got a new villain in this
That's
thing,
that
ladies and gentlemen.
was.
Central C. Yeah, well,
There
We
is
do.
a thief. There is a Martin Shkreli upon our midst, bro. There is somebody out here who
That's wild,
manipulated,
bro.
who played the game, and who sabotaged. And this deal was done underneath the table, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to reinforce one of the claims that them boys made. That you could get a running back off the waivers that could produce as much as Madison did. I agree with that. On my team right now, I picked up Kareem Hunt off the waivers from week 6, and he has averaged more points than Alexander Madison has done since then. Kareem Hunt has put
It's
up
been
a
proven.
consistent
It's been
50
proven.
points.
Kareem Hunt is
No,
no longer
don't
on the waiver, though.
speak,
You've been at it
no,
for 3 weeks. So
whoa,
you
whoa,
can't
whoa, why
say
you
right
talking?
now.
Why are you
You
talking?
can't say right
Wasn't
now.
I allowed to speak?
You can't say
Wasn't
right
I
now.
allowed to speak?
You're saying
Aren't I allowed to speak? Isn't this my time?
I need you.
Isn't
When you're
this my
speaking,
time?
speak
Is this
facts.
not my
Don't
time?
speak.
Isn't this
Speak
my
facts.
time?
Speak
Isn't
facts
this my
if you're
time?
speaking. Go ahead,
But I'm
bro.
speaking facts. I'm
But
speaking
speak
facts.
facts.
I have these things right here. The stats are right here. Since week 6, Kareem Hunt 15.5. Week 7, 15. Week 8,
But he's not
15.5.
bro.
Let's go to Madison. Let's go to Madison. Whoa. Let's go to Madison. The man that you just gave to Chris, who was like, all right, this is going to be that guy. He's going to save you. What did Madison do? 5.5.
I never said all that though.
4. 10.5. That's who you gave this man. You gave this man inconsistency. You gave this man someone who's not going to produce for him. And then this deal was just done underneath the table. You gave him Jordan Love. And here's some insider information, something that you don't know. I actually spoke to Chris last night about this and about the optics and what was going on in the trade. This is what Chris told me. Chris has Jalen Hurts. He had Tua on his bench. The reason that Chris was keeping on to Tua wasn't for the reason that you're saying. He kept on to Tua because he wanted to eventually try and see if he could make a trade for Tyreek, which you have. So then when other people came, they came and they pulled up and they were sending Chris trade offers. Pico de Guapo was a person that you snaked out in this deal. You sent your terrible trade, snaked out Pico de Guapo when he was in the midst of negotiating. Tried to pin it on me and say I'm the reason that he lost that week when he was already in trade talks. Then you sent this man Alexander Madison, who is averaging 4, 5, 10.5. You know this man isn't going to give Chris consistent points at that position. And then you not only went from the second. Bro, why do you keep talking? Like, it confuses me. We had your time to listen to you put your soliloquy out there of your robbery, but you trying to defend yourself. Only guilty men trying to defend themselves. What I'm saying is,
kid trying to defend themselves.
Oh, you're not innocent, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, by all means, this is not an innocent man. Nor is this a humble man. Look, he pulled up with a crown. Ain't no way. This man is not innocent. Ladies and gentlemen,
You pulled up with your chest open again, nigga. Like, what you mean?
always pull up with my chest open. Always pull my chest open. We got no shame over here. We 7-1.
All right, hold up, bro.
We 7-1.
Let's talk some facts here, real quick. I pulled it up, right? You
What's the
talking
facts?
about what's on the waiver wire? You can pull it up with me, right? The best pick of all the running backs left from the waivers is a dude called Amari DeMarcado, averaging 5.3 points. After that, Rashawn Johnson, averaging 6.6 points. After that, Devin Singletary, averaging 4.6 points. After that, the dude I said that was part of the trade, but he was just to clear space. Chuba Hubbard, 7.7 points. After that, Royce Freeman, 3.3 points. After that, A.J. Dillon, 7.2 points. After that, Damian Pierce, 7.6 points. See what I'm trying to say, bro?
Wait. No,
Everybody-
no. You're lying. You're trying to finesse because in the last 3 weeks, AJ Dillon has given 13.5, 11, and 10.5. That is more points than Alexander Madison has given in that time frame. So don't even try to pull that up there.
But it's about averages, fam.
What you're doing?
It's about averages and usages.
Listen.
Look.
You had a number 2 quarterback.
Is it not about averages and
traded-
usages?
You had a number 2 quarterback, traded up for the number 1 quarterback, and gave Chris the equivalent of a waiver wire running back. That's exactly what you did. No, you are lying.
First of all, you are trying to conflict the fact that the trade was directly Tua for the running back. I gave this man 2 players. Essentially,
You gave him
for one
two
player.
players.
You gave him 2 terrible players. Terrible players.
J Love averages.
Wait. Before you even
4
start that,
points.
He's
No,
never
less than-
going to start J Love. He's never
Before
going
you
to
say
start
that,
J Love.
what you're about to say, if J Love averages,
But
say
he's
you
not
get
gonna.
4
He's not
from
gonna
Tua.
start Tua.
Say you get 4 more points from Tua, right? Why didn't you just put J Love in your starting? Because you wanted to go and rob this man, Chris. You robbed him.
Because
just
here's the thing.
say what your
Here's
chest.
the thing you misunderstand.
robbed him.
No. Hold up. Here's the thing you misunderstand, right? And I'm gonna say this loud and clear, and you're gonna understand, and you're gonna be like, you know what? You're right, Teddy. Here's the thing you
No, I
misunderstand.
would never say that.
Listen, anytime somebody gets up to make a trade, they always look to make their team better than what it is.
Wait,
You do
so
not
wait,
make a
hold
trade.
on.
No. So what I tried to
Beginning
do
of the
was
year.
to make my team better.
Beginning of the year when I was sending trade packages and you were calling me a snake oil salesman and trying to destroy my trades, trying to nuke my trades because I was trying to make my
How did I
team
nuke your
better.
trades?
And
How did I nuke your trade?
Every time I sent a trade to someone, you said, this man trying to rob you. You chimed in. But what you do when you made your trade? You didn't put it out in the open. You did it underneath the table. I put my trade in the group chat that I was trying to make trades with someone, sent it in the open. You're the one that had phone calls with Chris behind the scenes. What are you talking about?
Bro, I can't call a man behind the scenes to make a trade.
You're not
I can't
practicing
do that.
what you preach. You're not practicing what you preach.
Stop. After the trade yesterday, if we want to talk about making calls and practice with the pre, what we do after the trade, Shay? What did we do after the trade? Were we not on a phone call and set up the biggest blockbuster trade in the league? Were we not on a call?
Hold on.
It don't matter if I told you not. Did we not have a 3-team trade that shook up the league?
Listen to me.
Them boys.
Listen to me.
Happen?
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. What I'm saying is, you did what you did.
Did we
behind
not make
closed
Steve
doors.
Lizzy the best team in the league because of that trade?
He is 2-6. He lose one more game. He not making the playoffs. So
it don't matter. We made this team on the strongest team in the league on that trade, just so we can make our teams a little bit better. So we all do the same thing, bro.
So once playoff time comes, he gonna carry all of them back to the waivers.
Central,
What
let
we
me ask you
talking
a question,
about?
and I need you to be.
Yes.
I need you to be 100%
Be truthful.
in your
I'll
heart.
be 100% truthful.
And no capping, because we know who Central C is. If you guys had the opportunity to make the trade I did, y'all would do it.
I didn't because I had Patrick Mahomes. I don't need to.
You would.
I have Patrick Mahomes. I don't need to do that.
I got a reinvented Joe Burrow on my team, so
I don't need to do that. That's why I don't have to be
If you were in my
grimy like
position
you.
and you lost your top quarterback, would you make that trade?
I was going for Sam Howell, even though I had Patrick Mahomes.
I would, but for a package that suits Chris as well. I wouldn't have just killed Chris.
Bro,
here's the thing.
If Chris wanted a running back so bad, bro, I had one for him, bro, and he would have kept Tua.
I didn't kill the man because the man wasn't starting
half your
Tua.
team's gone, my guy.
How can I kill somebody by taking somebody off their bench?
Because
how does that make sense?
Because you got stronger and he didn't, basically, bro. He's only projected 2 more points than previously. That's a big up. Like, come on.
And I'm only projected about 2 or 3 more points than previously. Is that not the same spread? Do you know when you make a trade at the bottom it tells you what that trade affects you by how many points you're scoring? It told me 2.3 for this week overall, 3.4 points overall. That's what it told me, bro.
And what was the overall trade grade?
The overall trade grade, 88,
86, something like that.
Yeah,
it was
86,
in the high
88.
The numbers were
it was
consistent.
in the high 80s.
For both
said
sides.
it was a fair trade for both sides. Yes,
the app said it was a fair trade for both sides.
I have
and
it
you know
here.
what?
We know it's
I'll
not
put
a
the
fair
graphic up.
trade. We know it's not.
Because here's the difference. The difference is, and I need you to listen, bro. I got a degree in economics. You know what I do? Numbers, analytics,
Oh
and
my
probabilities.
goodness! Don't listen
right?
to this bum ass.
Well, hold up.
Oh my god!
Based on the numbers, I showed it to Ricky and I explained it. Based on the numbers, I
Don't
only
listen
got
to this
better
man. Any man that got
by
to flaunt
4
his degree
points a
before he's
game.
about robbing people. Oh my goodness, bro. This man
No,
talking about I
because
got an economics degree.
I'm just
bro.
trying to keep it.
What's that
I'm trying.
matter?
No, I'm trying to tell y'all.
You just robbed somebody.
Y'all are fascinated by the name. Y'all are fascinated by the name. If it was any other person that doesn't have the name but puts up similar numbers, y'all wouldn't be capping.
All right, Tyler, we got degrees. Let's go perform surgery. All right, let's go do that.
No,
right?
no, listen.
Yeah,
am I right
let's
or am I wrong?
surgery.
We gotta be honest here. I understand in the optics, right?
Ricky,
I understand
go
the
arrest
optics.
somebody. You got a
I
degree as a
probably
cop. Go arrest somebody.
Bro, listen to what I'm saying. I understand in the
What are
optics.
you
I
talking
probably
about,
could have
bro?
given Chris a better running back, right? I probably could have given him a better running back, but he's a man
coulda
who
gave him
looked at his
Pacheco.
options and he
Fair. You could have given him
Exactly.
Pacheco.
He's a man who looked at the
That's
options.
all I want you to say. You could have gave him a different running back.
I could have,
All right.
but yeah, I could have. But what's the name of the game? Try to make your team
Why
better,
didn't
and
you?
the other
Why
person
didn't
has
you?
to agree.
Why didn't you?
The other person
Why
has
didn't
to
you?
agree.
This
You know
is
why?
this is
You know
a
why
fair
this looks
point.
bad? Because you're
This
the
is a fair-
commissioner. You're the commissioner, and you're a thief. You're
So
a
what
thief.
you trying to tell me? What you
practice-
trying to tell me? I swindled and bamboozled this man. This man
You
has his own
practice
agency.
sorcery.
He can say yes or no for himself.
There's sorcery so far. You robbed somebody, and this is the one representing our league. This is the table. This is the table.
You know what? You know what? At the end of the day, here's the biggest thing here. At the end of the day, Central C is really upset because now he's seen that there are 2 or 3 more teams that could upset him, and now that he's lost his first game, he's feeling like a mortal. He's no longer feeling notorious. He's
What
no
is he
longer
talking
feeling
about?
godly. He's feeling
Aren't
the
you
pressure.
King Cringe?
So
no,
now,
send that video.
the guy-
that video that you
you're-
dropped in the chat
you're
right
the guy
now, talking
most-
about feeling godly. This man put a
You're
this
the
man put a
guy
Squid Games
most
on and was like,
vocal.
"It's your end now. You're finished now."
Shay, you have been defeated. Loser.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
First-
This man put a
Alright,
Squid Games mask on. It was like, "You're finished." That's what you had to say. You had 7 weeks to come up with something better. That's what you did.
Mo-
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna say something that
I'm sick.
might hurt you, man.
I'm sick. What is it?
Multiple times in the chat, we've challenged you on your comprehension and reading skills because you keep pulling up stuff out of nowhere that never happened. Because in the video, I never said you're finished. So now you just making up some stuff.
Okay,
All I
so
said
I'm
in the
sorry
video
you
was
didn't watch
Central
your
C-
cringy video.
Central
I'm
C,
sorry.
you love. Oh, so now you didn't watch it. So now you just making up. So how can we believe you if not all you doing just making up things to make yourself look good, bro?
Did I
At
make
least I've been honest the whole way. I've been honest
Tyler,
with
we
my
had that
intentions,
conversation
and I've
about the
told
video
y'all
that
what I
same
did.
night. Them boys, we had that conversation about that video that same night.
We had a conversation.
bro.
We had a conversation.
We legit spoke about it. I watched
But
the
that's
video.
not what I
Stop
said
that.
in the video.
Stop that.
What
Teddy,
the video
I
say?
did not. Why would I listen to that? You had a mask on, bro. You
But
almost 30.
just
What
said,
you doing?
you just said I said something I didn't say. So what you mean? Now you flip flopping, bro. You not trustworthy
It was
because
so
now
bad.
you
We
flip flop.
forgot. We forgot.
I
don't
want
know.
to
Bro,
remember
I said-
something like that. Like, what was?
I
Why
said
would I?
Central
What would
C-
be something?
I said
Yeah,
Central
it's
C,
not
you
something that's
lost.
just coming on top of my
Loser.
head, bro.
Wait, first of all, you didn't even say Central C. You said my name. You said Shay. So now you got reading comprehension skills that you
Okay,
can't
well,
think
Shay-
about. Because no. Don't even start that. Don't even start that. Because let me show you. Does this look like Central
C,
CDO?
Don't worry. I'll put it
Nah.
up in the. I'll put
Do
it
that
in
look
the
like
thing. I'll
Central
put it up
CDO?
there. Don't worry about that.
I'm sorry.
Central C, Shay, you the
Reading
same person.
reading comprehension. I'm sorry. He got an economics degree, y'all. He got an economics degree. I'm sorry.
Here's what I will say. Okay, as much as people think that the trade wasn't fair, that KxngTrizz took advantage of Houston Boy. At the end of the day, they both agreed. They both put the players. They both talked about it, and they both agreed that it was good for them, and they pressed
No.
accept.
How do you feel about that trade? As somebody who is also
How do I
competing in
feel
this league.
Yeah, let's hear
personally?
your take about him.
Personally, okay, I'm gonna take co-commissioner out. I'm gonna throw that to the side for a second. Personally, you may or may not like this answer. I believe that because they talked about it, it's fine. In the optics of the game, and especially the first thing KxngTrizz does in the morning is drop Hubbard, making it clear that he only finessed Tua. Pretty one-sided. Pretty one-sided.
One-sided
But again,
trade.
like we said,
they talked
the man
about it.
agreed. The man agrees to it.
Both parties agreed. It's just like,
Like
the
I
past.
said,
They got
we
J.C.
talked about
Jackson
it.
for pennies.
We talked about it, man. We said Trouble was not part of the deal. I said either you drop Trouble yourself so you can have space for the other players because I'm giving you 2 for 1, or he's like, bro, just send it with Trouble. And I said, well, I'm just gonna drop him, and I stood on my word. I did what I did, and after that, I was so kind enough. I gave a tight end away for pennies, and then I went and I traded somebody else for something. I revamped my team to the best of my abilities, and
You
all
gave
y'all
away
did the same
tight
thing.
pennies, but it just seems like you're trying to
Yeah, I
Say
seem like a
nah.
little guilt.
Face.
I seem like a guilt trade right there, like some
Nah,
compensation
nah,
trade right there. I'm not even
that
gonna
was
lie.
that's what Pico been complaining about me having his tight end for weeks now, and
Don't
I
matter
gave
to
it
me.
back
If
to
I got
Pico.
a tight end, I would
So
never
how
give
you
it
get
back.
Peter?
See,
So how'd
but
you
the
get
reason why I
Pico's
had to do
tight
that is
end?
because
Pause.
Anyway,
All
either
right,
way,
well,
bro.
I will say, I will stop dick riding this trade. I'm not gonna dwell on it after today, but I will
All right.
say that, like I said in the chat, I feel like your fate is now settled. I don't think you're gonna win, KxngTrizz. I feel like this trade might have a little bit of karma on you, buddy. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I took this trade knowing dang well that Tua is concussion protocol. I know at any moment it could happen.
We'll see.
It just
We
take
will
one
see.
good hit, and I could be back in the same position. So I'm aware of that. I'm not expecting to win out of this. Okay, I'm just trying to replace my guy with somebody who is equal. Kirk Cousins was better than Tua in points.
He was.
He was ahead of Tua. So I was just trying to replace a top
But remember now,
quarterback.
you got Tua and Tyreek. You getting double points now.
Hey man, that's just a coincidence.
Yo,
You
I
saw
didn't
his
even
face?
think
Look
that
at his
far.
That's just
See,
a
I'm telling you.
coincidence.
Teddy had
Listen.
he just had ultimate he had
Listen, man.
alternate
Tyreek
motives.
Hill's catching a touchdown pass almost every week. So
Listen, that's just a coinkydink, man. Listen, man. At the end of the day, the
Mm-mm.
king is the last piece on
I
the
don't like
chessboard,
this.
and my name is KxngTrizz. So, anyway, but nah, man. We all make trades, man. Y'all go make some trades, man. Make your teams happy, man.
I'll
Everybody,
say we.
we still,
I've never in 10
yeah.
years.
Slick don't trade. But
Yeah, I
nah,
think I'm
man.
done trading.
And
I don't think y'all saw me and Pico made a trade and then we traded back
y'all
yesterday.
traded
No, I
back.
did not
2
see
days ago.
that.
I
Yeah,
didn't
we
see the trade
traded back.
back.
Yeah, we traded. I got my players back. I just
Why? What
don't
happened?
feel right of trading anymore. I feel like my team is pretty good here. You know,
Poor Pico, man. Pico went to the
Yeah.
Commonwealth, and it hasn't
he
been
wanted
good for him.
CD
man.
really bad, but I'm not giving that up. I just got him.
Yeah. Anyway,
But,
moving on, man. Let's talk about y'all, man. How y'all feel about your teams, man? Y'all, Central C, you made some
Man.
trades. You just lost some good
Yeah.
players.
Yes.
You picked up some good
Yes.
players too. What do you feel? You just got
So
Kamara.
this is true, ladies
How
and
do you feel
gentlemen.
about that?
There has been a major monumental shift in my team. I gave up, as was mentioned earlier in the chat, there was a 3-team trade that happened. It was between myself, KxngTrizz, and C Blizzy. Now, what happened in that trade was it 3-person trade. We all agreed. We all had a press conference. We had a little conference about what we were about to do. In that trade, beforehand on my team, I used to have Tony Pollard, used to have Travis Kelce, and I used to have Keenan Allen. I gave up Tony Pollard, Keenan Allen, and Travis Kelce. I traded that to C Blizzy. In return, I got Alvin Kamara, Cooper Kupp, and I got Mark Andrews. In that trade, some of my knowledge might be kind of skewed given what happened between the other two teams. Now, within C Blizzy to KxngTrizz, I believe that C Blizzy got in return Kenneth Walker and Jacoby Myers.
And Jacoby Myers.
And in return, he got Michael Pittman Jr. and he got Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Right?
Yes, sir.
How I feel about my team going forward, given what has happened, I do think at the end of the day, there's one gentleman on my team that I'm going to miss. I miss Keenan. Keenan was doing very well for me. He had a couple booms. Here's why I'm not too worried about Kelce. But the points that have been averaged, Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce average around the same points. So I'm not too scared about that fact. The only thing that is skewing Travis Kelce's in a higher direction is that one game when Taylor Swift was there, he had 32. But Mark Andrews on average has been consistent. So for me, I'm not too afraid. One thing I think is going to be the most interesting dynamic for my team is Puka and Cooper Kupp on the same team. From a past year, me having Kupp is kind of a joke. So there's some history between me and Mr. Kupp. Having Puka and Cooper Kupp, I wonder how that's going to work out, how that dynamic is going to work. Say both You didn't have to do that. Say both of them are getting the ball. This is going to be a huge thing for my team. Alvin Kamara, it solves a big problem that I had. My team did not have any running backs worth putting in. I was struggling. Tony Pollard, the guy who I drafted on draft day, he has scored 1 touchdown this year, and it was in the first game of the season. Since then, Tony Pollard has only
Still
gotten
averages
points off of
15,
rushes. That's a scary 15. The past couple weeks when I needed him to give me the boost, I needed him to give me the boost this week. What he do? He gave me 6. Kareem Hunt, someone I got off the waivers, he actually gave me more points than Tony Pollard. Me having Alvin Kamara opens up my running game immensely. This man gets a lot of targets. He is a receiving back, and he is a running back. He does both. This man is very good at what he does. Kareem Hunt, all I need him to do, let Jerome Ford run the ball up and down the field, but when it gets to the red zone, just let Kareem Hunt punch it in. As for the rest of my team at the receiving, I think my receiving core is, it's all right. I think once Justin Fields comes back, DJ Moore is going to be more viable. I do think Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they both can just give me something, but they can do what they need to do in any given week. Mark Andrews, I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. I still have Brandon Ayuk on my bench, and I still have Kyron Williams coming in. I'm interested in the dynamics of my team. I think that, given my record, I'm 7-1. I'm a 99% lock for the playoffs. I do think that I can afford to slide a couple games if it's in the guise of me having to see what I'm working out with my roster. I think I've given myself enough of a cushion to where I'm not falling completely out. Even if I lose the number 1 seed, I'll still have the 2nd seed, which also has bye week. So I don't think I'm not really hard pressed about everything that's going on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, many have stepped up, but one man actually beat me, and that is KxngTrizz.
Let the people know.
The WAC commissioner. Gotta give him his
props.
props.
On the head for a reason.
Yeah, because you a thief. You stole that from Chris too.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is what you stole Chris's crown. Pause. But ladies and gentlemen, my team going forward, we're excited. This is going to be an interesting time. And I'll pass the mic on to someone else. I've been told this week that I talk too much and I don't give other people a chance to speak. So I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah, you really don't, man. You be yelling at people, all type of stuff, man.
Any final words before we wrap up here, them boys?
Yeah,
so
I was just gonna talk about the
team is
trade
really the
that
best team in the league. And honestly, now that I'm 7-1, and now that I'm the greatest team, I still have the best record. Don't get it messed up. We're in a good position, and ladies and gentlemen, the Central C, this isn't over. We're gonna keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll say this one time. I'll keep going. The Commonwealth, we're stronger than ever. We're gonna keep on going. One of our Commonwealth brothers. First of all, I want to highlight someone in the Commonwealth. Team Donnie had one of the best turnarounds of this season. Team Donnie started 0-3, and now she's on a 3-game winning streak. Do not be caught off guard by what this man KxngTrizz is saying about the Commonwealth. Pico was having a rough time.
She's on a 1-game winning streak, actually, because I beat her last week.
This man miscues facts all the time, man. He talking about me. I'm just saying.
We're gonna give them boys a chance to get in here before
she
we
is on a 1-game winning streak.
Before we head out.
This is true.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about the trade that I was trying to do the same days where all the trades were happening. I was like, people were having this whole trade craze. Let me try to get my lineup set too. So I was trying to, get a better running back for myself. I do have Derrick Henry and White as my running back 1 and 2, and I wanted a little punch right there. Pause. So I was trying to get Travis Etienne off of Pico, but he wanted Derrick Henry, Debo, and CeeDee Lamb. And if I were to go through that trade, I wouldn't be able to even use Travis Etienne on Sunday against Ricky. And that is a very, very big, huge game with a lot of playoff implications. And I was like, you know what? I can't take that risk. I can't give up CeeDee Lamb, who just gave me 40 points, is my wide receiver 1 right now, because who knows who the hell is throwing the ball to Devontae anymore. And I was just like, you know what? I can't go through this trade. So I had told Pico before he even accepted, 10 minutes before, I was like, bro, you know what? I'm not even going to go through with this trade anymore. And he had accepted it, but without seeing my text. So Pico, a man of integrity, a man of character, was like, you know what? You did send that text before everything happened. I'll resend the trade. And that's what happened. So my final thoughts is a big game against Ricky. I think we both know that. That's a lot of playoff
100%.
implications. A lot of seeding changes could happen. And whoever gets the win is going to have a lot of bragging rights into the playoffs. So,
yes, sir.
Final thoughts, KxngTrizz.
Yeah, man. My final thoughts are, I know a lot of people look at the things that have transpired this week, and you may have questions, man. But I challenge everyone to think that when you're up on the table and you want to make moves that benefits you, you make those moves. No matter what anybody else says, you put yourself in the best position to win. We compete. That's what we do. And I've done that. Central C has done that continuously, and other people have done that. And yeah, man. So we just out here competing. So that being said, we'll see what next week holds, man. We'll see y'all next week.
You didn't ask for Central C's thoughts.
Nigga,
I
you already
did.
closed.
You went first, and you went continuously.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week on the podcast,
It's over, bro.
a lot went down. A lot went down.
It's done, bro.
We saw
Podcast is over.
thieves, we saw champions,
Ricky, end the
we
recording.
saw big moves, and we saw trades. KxngTrizz, we're not worried about him. But ladies and gentlemen, like them boys said, Pico de Guapo is a man of integrity and character, unlike the commissioner who gets facials on the table. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
And that's why this is a part of the podcast, bro.
Hey, man, we're just going to end it right there. This has been
Yeah,
episode 8, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yo, I'm gonna say free Devontae Adams, please.
Yes, free Devontae Adams.
Free Devontae.